Hey, it's Brothers Forge Gaming, and it's Ninja November. Here we are today playing Ninja Crusaders by Sammy. Great maker of games, guys. They played like Arcus's Ring and I think Vice Project Doom. Good games. Some terrible games too, like Ultimate Basketball and I'm sure some.
Hey, Ultimate Basketball wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it was actually it was good. It was just it's pretty badly made, but the idea of it is good.
Emagon seemed alright. It was too hard for me though. I turned away from it.
But yes, back to the subject. Here we are, Easy and Mr.C, and we are teaming up to do co-op Ninja Crusading, as I believe Talon and Blade it was in the story.
I'm Blade.
The storyline you read. I'm Talon. I throw my talons at death.
Yeah, so you do get a variety of weapons, and it's good to have close range, medium range, or at least a ranged attack. You don't want to both be like ranged or both be short range. You know, you got to have a variety. And that also helps when you're picking up these power-ups because you get free guides.
So this is definitely a neat pickup because of that. It's the co-op and it is.
We couldn't get that.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So we had only played it a few times really. We knew enough to see. We don't even know how to exit this way, right? But
whoa! We swear we know what we're doing.
We played it enough to know you want to get the same weapon throughout the game.
Not an underwater level
and stuff, because after you pick up, say, the shuriken, every time you see the shuriken, you get a free guy. And you need to stack all those guys. If you're actually doing like a competitive complete run or something like that, you would have to be stacking guys. You'd have to choose a weapon and get nothing but that weapon like the whole game, because this game is ridiculous.
Almost impossible one player, you could assume, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you get no checkpoints or anything when you die, and just one player, you start back over from wherever it is.
It's pretty awful. So you can see it's like one hit. You take one little pixel and go down. And so if you weren't playing co-op, you would have to start. Every time that happened, you would start back at the beginning of the level. Or if you're fighting the boss, you would have to start the boss over. One hit. It's like, at least if you have co-op, you can take, you know, it's like you guys can keep dying.
Unlimited continues, right?
I'm pretty sure. We used
quite a few.
I don't know what this was a kind of like a piece together run. We played for probably about an hour. A little over an hour, I think, before we were able to finally crusade.
Well, the difficulty overall isn't, like, impossible, but the fact that you're dead in one shot, and as a single player, you go back to the beginning, that's what we're talking about that makes it nearly impossible. As two players, it's doable. It's a fun game. It's manageable.
Yeah, exactly. Two player, it's,
you know.
And you think, like, the story says, two ninjas, these two guys. So it's meant to be played with two people.
And that's actually something we talk about a lot with co-op games. I mean, you see a lot of these game reviews of co-op games with one player. I mean, I almost just feel like you're not even getting what you're supposed to be seeing, you know. So it's like you got to have the two players for a lot of these co-op games.
You can't. Doesn't look like you can shoot up. That's annoying.
Probably not. That's a rare find in games where you can shoot in multi-directions. But yeah, and again though, that brings it back to some games that are more designed as one player, where co-op was built onto it. It's almost harder, and it adds a different layer. But a lot of these like Contra stuff like that is designed to be run through the game with two players. You know, Double Dragon 2. Weren't we playing something that was just not nearly impossible? And as soon as we did co-op, we're like, oh yeah, this is playable. Oh, like Rambo on the Sega Master.
Oh yeah.
Impossible as one player, but if you get a buddy, you might actually be able to beat it.
Right. Some quality stuff. It's like you get to play a bunch of two-player game. Like, I don't know. You're just thinking Commando, but you're playing two players and you're like both Rambo somehow. It's like,
some other random guy they just added in.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing to do with Rambo, I don't think.
Colonel Rambo.
It's not even any of those guys. I don't know who it is. I'd have to look into it. I consider myself a Rambo fanatic, and I have no idea who that guy was.
There's an Alf game.
I saw that. Yeah.
There's some good Master games out there.
But this feels a lot like Mega Man right now with this underwater stuff and just some of these different layers. The game feels familiar, And it's Sammy, as we mentioned. They seem to kind of make a lot of offbeat games that feel like other games, but maybe didn't quite have the development team, or I don't know. They just seemed a little off.
Yeah. Yeah, some of their stuff like Arcus Ring's good, but it's fairly... It's pretty easy, you know, it's like it's a leisurely game. Vice is one of the better games. But
Vice looks sweet, yeah.
But they're, you know, it's like
hard.
They
though,
all
right?
cost a little bit of money, not like a ton, but none of them are like commons besides some of the sports games and stuff. Well, Amazon's not necessarily a common anymore.
Right. Now this is a level that gave us difficulty the first time. I think this is where we just ended up giving up the first time we played this game. There's a lot of the different spots, and if you die at all during the level, pretty much gotta just start over. We cut all that out, right? But we would just like, we died, we just, you know, instant kill ourselves as fast as possible just by jumping down a cliff like that and start the level over, because it gets to that point where it's not hard, it's just you gotta have all your guys.
It's like perfect timing all the time, you know, you have to continue, you have to have a perfect run to do it, and look at it, just the game glitches out and does weird shit, so you're like...
Yeah, if you're in the wrong spot, you get an instant respawn. That kind of thing, where, you know, if you advance the screen and then you turn around and look back, all those mobs you just killed are immediately back.
So that's why another time I was playing that game, the Ninja, it doesn't spawn, so you could like drag stuff down, except for the last level. The last level
pretty random.
Infinite respawn.
Some of these animations remind you
of... That shows you right here, so he wiped and I died too, so we had to start. I had to start the whole boss fight over, and randomly I ended up killing the boss without dying. But you can see how... I mean, this is like
it down without me.
But this is like boss number 2. You know, it's like it's impossible. You know, some of these end bosses are just hard to do without taking a single hit.
Right, and if you would have been playing by yourself right there, guess what? You start that stupid boss fight over, or the level over, or whatever, and you probably give up because
got you back.
Yeah, we did a little editing work there.
Yeah, this is just to kind of get you through the game, since we did complete it. You know, it's not even like highlights. It's just the most pretty much just clean getting through the game to show the progression. But
well, yeah, you have to be dialed in. It's like we said, if we were to say die right there, we might as well just start the level over. So you get tuned into where each screen, each frame or whatever, you have to know it pretty much perfectly.
So guys, if you guys are still tuned in watching it right now, there's always been there's kind of a little bit of debate. Like, this is a pretty good game. People usually say this is a decent game when they talk about it. But then, so I've been saying, oh, we beat Ninja Crusaders, and so people are like, oh, you know, that's a good game, blah 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 blah. And then I said, oh, we're gonna play Shadow of the Ninja, which is a Natsumi game, and that is what we're gonna play next.
Here in a few minutes.
Yeah, and in a few minutes after this video, we're gonna get down. It's another co-op game, Natsumi, and every time I say that, they go, oh, that's an even better game, or that's a great game. So I almost have these hopes. I remember playing it for maybe like 10 minutes to test it. We played a little co-op run, but I don't really remember it as much as like I've got some high hopes, because this was fun. But if the other game is the better version, then in for a treat, probably.
Well, we were confused too. We thought this one was the harder one, so hopefully the other one's a little bit easier, because we sat here and it took us a good hour or two to grind out this game, right?
Hour and something to
beating our head against the wall, essentially. This level, I think, was one of the ones that really fucked with us, right? Because
absolutely,
right here, it just gets dirty.
You got
constantly be advancing.
If you guys are familiar with Ninja Gaiden and you play the last levels of that, you've got these really fast those guys, and they're hard to hit, and they actually keep coming at you. Like, their mechanic is to jump towards you, no matter where you're at. So it's like they're just, and you know, they fucking hit you once and you die. It's terrible. You're like,
right there, we tried to get that power up by like. Easy was gonna fall in as I tried to go in the door, but I couldn't remember how to go in the door, and it didn't work out good. So probably don't try that unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, experience.
It could cause you a level
experience.
To start over there. Well, you sank
my
battleship.
I think we just used regular. This was nice. I think we just did like regular controllers. It wasn't too tough on the hands or anything.
No, we bricked it up on this.
Yeah.
Something cool about this level, too, is it features, as you can see, we're moving between the fields of the level, so it's not just a singular plane, and you can also go down in the water. We didn't figure that out.
Until,
you go back and forth, too, right?
Yeah, well, I think I do it finally.
Like, a lot of times you get stuck down there if you go in, you know, so we were avoiding it. We didn't get it trapped. You don't want to be trapped in the water.
You know what makes me, I get scared, like, to go down there or something. And there we go, I'm like, well, if I can't get over that shot.
Yeah, and a lot of these games, old games, timing, memorization, repetitiveness, add another player to that, and it just makes it that much more difficult. Now 2 people have to be in sync with all the timing, all the jumps, all the everything.
Yeah.
Working together.
That's some of the harder parts of several games, like Contra, and
It's a big one.
And it's not so much the whole game, because there's definitely trade-offs. Like, you know, 2 guys, you can just do so much more damage and blah blah blah. But there are certain levels where it just makes it notoriously hard to have like a second.
We died for a while. Not right. Well, yeah, right. Just this whole stretch.
Right there.
Those guys.
Right there where we died.
You got whatever
right
those are. They look like floating punching bags or something. I don't know what they were. But yeah, right here is just a whole stretch of.
They did have good,
nasty.
like, I mean, not great. I don't know. The animation was good. It was like the characters are well done. You could kind of tell what things are. The little robot. I mean, not really. Like
some of the
they're
things.
Aliens and robots and whatnot.
Yeah. And this is an example too. Those guys just keep spawning. So if you don't advance the screen right there at the right time, as we're talking about timing, those guys will just keep coming and killing you. It took us a while to figure that out. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't fun to just sit there and die at the same spot over and over again. And in these boss fights, as you're seeing them, there are no real... This might be, what, the first one where you kind of had to really learn the mechanics? The other ones, you could kind of just burn them down. This one, he does like 3 or 4 different kinds of shots.
Yeah, you like...
The speed varies.
You shoot him, you have to keep switching sides, or it's the one shot he targets you with, the third one right
here. A lot of them are yeah, just kind of burn them down. That one is, you know, the game really ramps up in difficulty, and we actually thought that was the last level because it was called the Wraiths Lair or something. We're like, yeah, Wraiths Lair, yay, we beat it! And then, sure enough, you get another level here.
Shadow Village. Now, I think this is the first one. I think that's a double boss.
Yeah, double boss fight.
I think each stage on this last one has a boss. So.
Because we're fighting, we're like, what is a random end guy? But yeah, you'll see. It's almost the end.
Yeah, we are approaching rapidly.
I like how you kind of
time flies.
Float on the water. It's very ninja-like.
Yeah. Some of it, like kind of, you like walk, like they have some ninja qualities, and some of it's a little weird and cheesy and stuff. But overall, like totally a well-made game, and definitely, I would suggest. Like, I think it's up in the. It'll cost you maybe like $30, but
that's not too bad for a co-op game.
It's I guess it's kind of like a Contra or something. Is around that $25–30 range probably. So definitely a good game. I would recommend it. It is worth the price. And hell, if you are by yourself and you beat this game or something, send us a link or something to that, because that, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really look, but that'd be pretty epic seeing someone one man.
I don't think I'd ever want to try to beat these by myself. Yeah, like, so much effort being placed forward. Man, you see right there, I'm dead. Guess what? You start that fight over. You're by yourself.
No, yeah, it's like...
Yeah, if you're tired of playing Contra, you're tired of playing Ninja Gaiden, you know, you want a new co-op game to play with your friends, as Easy mentioned, $20–30, $40, whatever.
Yeah. Not
too bad of a price tag for loose cart. I mean,
does give you that some pretty epic. This is like the final stage. It kind of builds you up like games. And watch how like it makes us look like we did this. This level alone probably took like I don't know, at least 30. I mean, we sat here and
matched
played
here, and it took as long as us to get past this level as it did the rest of the game. Probably. Yeah. It was tough.
We make it look good right here, but
You guys might be seeing, oh, this looks easy. It's tough. With 2 people, it's tough. So this game is a double-edged sword because it's impossible with 1 player, but it's hard, right? Like,
look at that. That part is so hard right there.
Clear that with 2 people.
That part is so hard.
Yeah, and then you think you're done. No, wait, up. And then I think you get us again right here because we're like, oh, we got him. But see how they keep spawning? It's just unforgiving. So, give it some time, stick with it. It's a worthwhile game to play.
You gotta get your free guys, dude. There's your free guy, there's my free guy.
And it's November. You gotta have games to play in November. Ninja November.
So here he is, the final boss. You can kind of really mash him down, but surprise, surprise, no spoilers. There's a second form.
It's the final boss. He's got 3 waves.
Two forms.
You can just assume that on any NES game that you're going to be fighting multiple end bosses in succession.
Yeah.
And if you die, guess what? You got to start that. You got to start it over.
You're like, God.
I was gonna say, does this kind of remind you similar art style of Abadox? Some of these boss fights and feels familiar to that.
That boss reminds me.
Xenix, was it? Zexy?
Oh, yeah.
Some of those boss fights, the way with the black screen and how you fight.
Man,
nice.
There it is.
Pretty straightforward boss. You just gotta burn him down.
Brothers Forge Gaming. The evil is destroyed and the peace is returned.
Complete.
So there it is again. We're taking them down. Ninja November, and until next time, the legend of the ninjas come out.
Yeah, check out our other Ninja November stuff. Keep watching, guys. See you next time.